I became Omniman. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Zap, you don't look like Omniman. You're not Omniman. And you'd honestly be wrong. Because I set out 100 days ago with one goal. And that goal was to become Omniman. Which wasn't going to be easy. But before we get to why I want to become Omniman, or what these green screens are, or why I have so many costumes, it's important to start from the very beginning. And the very beginning is that I am what you would call a dreamer. I am not what you would call a completer. A dreamer is someone that I would describe as someone that tries a bunch of things. They have all these ideas to become great, all these ideas to get out of their current situation. And for a long time, I was pretty set I didn't want to do the rat race. I didn't want to work 9 to 5 my entire life and that be my entire existence. Even if I wasn't making money from something, I wanted to be doing something else. So I started coming up with ideas. Ideas like drop shipping, print on demand. I made RuneScape videos. I've actually had 4 or 5 YouTube channels in my lifetime. I've had 3 TikTok channels. I've had multiple Instagram accounts. I've done movie reviews to advice, to Fortnite videos, to Realm Royale videos, if you know what that is. I've done it all, but what I haven't done is stuck with any one thing. And that's when I stumbled across this character. This character that wasn't the main character. He was a side character, a supporting role, but he was someone that was inspiring, and he didn't lose fights like this guy. And that's when I decided this is what I was going to do. I was going to set myself a goal of 100 days. 100 days to become one of the toughest characters, most brutal characters, but also the characters with the most growth, other than Zuko, of course, in all of animation that I had watched so far. In order to actually exhibit Omniman, though, I had to do my research. The show wasn't enough. I didn't need just 3 seasons of a show. I needed all the books. So that's what I did. I read the first 5 Invincible books to get a taste for the character I was trying to become. When I thought of Omniman, I didn't think of the version that you see in all the memes. Season 1, episode 8, where he brutalizes his son. He brutalizes his family. He calls his wife a pet. He does all these atrocities. I thought about that scene afterwards. That scene where he flies off into space. He becomes something better because he realizes everything he did was wrong. That redemption arc where you see him again in season 2 and he's like, I figured it out. I figured out that like everything I wasn't me. I've become human. I've humanized myself. That is what I wanted. I moved here to where I am now because of that's what I wanted. And when I saw that episode, I saw that, I said, that clicked to me. Because I have been that. I have been that version. I'm like, everything I'm doing in my life is wrong. I feel like I'm hurting myself. I'm hurting other people because I'm not the person I want to be. And that's what I aspired to. I aspired to season 1, episode 8, last 10 frames. That's the Omniman I set out to be at the start of this challenge. To become Omniman, I set myself out with 3 goals. The 3 goals were quite simple, honestly. I want to gain 25 pounds. This is a bulky character. I can't be small and be Omniman. My second goal was to run a 6-minute mile. I knew I could never fly, or so I thought. So I said, I'll run a 6-minute mile. That'll be good enough. That will count as flying. And my last goal was to educate myself on the books, world traveling, all sorts of stuff. Omniman's a well-traveled character, so that was it. I had 3 goals. I had a mission. I was set. I was set to become Omniman in just 100 days. Gaining weight. Now, how was I going to do this? As you can tell, I'm not a big guy. I've always been a smaller sized guy just because my metabolism is so high. Even at 29, I cannot gain weight for the life of me. So I said, you know what? I've watched a lot of YouTube in my day. All the YouTubers talk about Factor. I will get some Factor meals. What you don't realize is those people are all sponsored. Factor meals for you and me, that's expensive. I'm going to put on the screen how much money I actually spent on food this entire challenge. It got to the point it was not sustainable. So while I did eventually I gained around 15 to 20 pounds, I have lost that weight since then because it's just not affordable. I can't continue buying food this entire challenge and hold this weight just for the size because I gained the strength that I wanted to along the way. The next part was running the mile. Did I run the 6-minute mile? No. And you're probably thinking, wow, you failed every single challenge that you set out for. But I decided, first off, I was going to injure myself. Second off, why not actually fly?
You're jumping out of a perfectly good airplane?
Yes,
Are you
sir.
crazy?
No, just want to fly.
Just want to fly. I see you're all harnessed up here. I love the shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
On the back of your harness, it does say danger, Pellegrini, and Gafar. Do you know what those last two mean?
I do not know.
Neither do I. I've been trying to figure that out, and I still can't get the answer for that. So we're going to go up to about 14,000 feet. Any final thoughts before we head out to the aircraft?
No, just excited.
Alrighty, let's go do it.
So that's what I did. I went skydiving. I jumped out of a plane and I flew. I would much rather fly than just run a 6-minute mile. It doesn't make sense. Omniman flies. He doesn't run fast. He's not the Flash. That goal did not make sense at the beginning, so I fixed it. There was one final step for this challenge that I felt like would make it successful. And it was honestly kind of easy. It was don't tell anyone. I've had this problem where I tell all these people in the past about my channels and what I'm doing, and then I get either zero support or hate or whatever. I'm not going to give you the sob story of my life, but I did not want to tell anyone. So instead, I just started uploading on channels no one really knew about because that was me. It was me. If I got 1 view, that was great. If I got 50 views, that was great. 5,000 views, that was great. I just knew if I wanted to complete 100 days of a challenge, I couldn't have any outside issues. I now had the mustache. I had flown. I'd built the strength. I'd put on the weight. I had everything I needed, including reading the books, except the costumes. In order to be Omni-Man, I had to look the part. So I ordered 3 different costumes. I ordered a pair of boots. I ordered some stuff to go in the boots, which I'll get to later. But the costumes, I needed 3. I needed backups in case one sucked, and I needed to make sure that this was actually going to fit. On top of that, I needed legs. My legs, I was never going to build enough, so I ordered some like latex legs to go over me. Now these legs fit decently well. They take all the leg hair off, that's all right. And the spandex worked as well. I had one outfit that worked really, really well. That was it. I bought the costume and it worked. The costume cost around $500. The boots were $80, the suit was $80, and the legs underneath were also $380. So I did it. I became Omni-Man in 100 days. The best part was I became a better person. I feel like I followed an anti-hero and somehow wound up better. I became a better communicator. I became better at self-confidence was the biggest thing. My weightlifting, I was able to bench 215 pounds at the end. Not quite where I wanted, but it was good enough. And I also connected with a lot of people. You know, when I started this challenge, I was liking all my own videos. I thought, oh, if I got 10 views, that was good. I ended with about 350,000 views across all my channels, which was cool. It was an opportunity to connect with people like this or like this. People that actually felt inspired by me, and I was doing this because I felt inspired by a character. And that was the coolest part for me. So I guess the next question would be, what's next for me? Because I don't want to stop what I'm doing. And what's next is painting, it's art, it is dancing, it's whatever I want. The brand of this channel and the brand of everything I've tried to do is me. It was never Omni-Man, it was just a better version of me is what I was striving for. And I definitely want to revisit becoming a new costume this time next year. I'm going to start streaming the Omni-Man stuff probably closer to Comic-Con, which for where I'm at, it's going to be in June or July. And then I want to do the Omni-Man video game, the Invincible Versus when it comes out. But I want to start doing a lot of other things on this channel, including back to the movie reviews. I love film. I love reviewing those. I've recently created a letterbox and started that up. I want to start doing just things that make me happy. This challenge was a chance for me to actually complete a goal. And by completing a goal, I can prove myself I can be consistent with this. And I have been consistent. I've posted 100 days straight. I've become so consistent that I don't want to not be. I feel bad on days I don't go to gym. I feel bad on days I don't create a video. I enjoy this, and that's all I want it to be, is something I continue to do that I enjoy. I'm going to be doing dancing videos, jump rope videos. I want to learn circus tricks. So I want to do 30 days of learning circus tricks. I want to draw every character Invincible. I want to review all the Invincible comics and start reviewing the Avatar: The Last Airbender comics. There's a lot I want to do on this channel. But that's all I got for the Omniman challenge. If you enjoyed this challenge, if you somehow made it to the end of this monologue of a video, then thanks. Because seeing the constant comments and the constant messages from you all, it made me happy on days where I felt sad. On days where I had drama with people at work or drama at the dance place I go to or just rough days, it made me happy. And I just want to say thank you. I probably need to cut this short before I get emotional, but I really appreciate it because to me, like I mentioned in one of my videos, I started this channel off as a nobody. And I still feel like a nobody most days, but to be Omniman, to be this character was a chance to be somebody and to show myself, even when I'm feeling down, I'm not a nobody. And yeah, that's all I got. So thanks for watching, guys.